just when you think action cameras couldn't get any better or any more advanced. Insta360 come along and smash it out the park. So we're not going to cover everything in this video today about the Ace Pro, but we are going to compare it in detail to the GoPro 12 to see how it stacks up to, you know, supposedly the flagship action camera on the market in 2023. First of all, there's only one place to start, and that's image quality. It's 4K 30 at the moment, linear mode or de-warp mode on all of these cameras, so it's got that nice linear field of view for vlogging. To be honest, I can tell straight away that the Ace Pro is going to be my go-to vlogging camera because, I mean, first of all, the picture quality. We've got 4K 30, automatically goes to HDR mode in 30 frames per second and below. I'll be interested to know what it looks like. I'm sorry if I'm looking at the screen and not the lens because I'm just amused by how good it looks on the screen. It's fantastic. That screen, of course, is 2.4 inches. You can see the face tracking square around my face, so I know that it's tracking me. But what does it look like? I'd be really interested to know your comments down below. Let me know for vlogging if this looks like a camera you'd be using. The image quality on this Ace Pro I've been super impressed with. Okay, so the lens, co-engineered with LEICA. So like the 1-inch version of the lens for the 1RS they previously made, this lens on this new action camera is made with LEICA. Alongside LEICA, the partnership they've got, they've made this fantastic looking lens. It's a f2.6 and it's a 1/1.3 inch sensor, the same as you've got on the Action 4. Obviously GoPro are lacking behind on that kind of thing where they've got a 1/1.9 inch sensor, so it's not as big as these two cameras. That really helps with that low light performance. Of course, we've got this new pure video mode as well for low light, and I've got to be honest, I've been absolutely blown away by that. Really powerful AI algorithms as well, because you've got that 5nm chip inside of this camera, makes it super fast. The same sort of technology you get with like Apple Silicon, it's that good and that fast. I've got to say, using this over the last 3 weeks or so, that using the screen, turning it on, using like the features, it's just super fast. Everything works instantly. I've been absolutely blown away with it. As regards to that side of things, it's just phenomenal. So the lens, obviously, very, very good. Great in low light. 4K 120 now built into this, stacking up to be like the ultimate action camera. I've been really impressed as well with the build quality. It just feels very rugged. It's a little bit bigger than the other two cameras, but you don't mind that because it feels so chunky and so robust. It really is very impressive. I've been using it on mountain bikes and skateboards and I've never feared for it once. It just feels very strong, and that's what I like about an action camera. That's what you need with an action camera. It feels robust and like it can take a pounding. So yeah, I've got lots to say about this camera. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe because we're going to be covering a lot about it in the future weeks and months to come. We've got other cameras, hopefully, that we're going to do videos comparing it to. I'm going to compare it in a future video to Action 4. I'm doing a comparison with the GoPro 12, and we've got other cameras, hopefully, that I'll be able to compare it to. So yeah, super impressed with it so far. Very, very impressive action camera stroke vlogging camera. So a new feature on the Ace Pro this year is the fact you can actually zoom in 2 times and it doesn't lose any quality. Because this is an 8K sensor you've got on this camera, you can actually 2 times zoom and keep a 4K resolution. So you're getting really good zoom in resolution. With the GoPro, you can only zoom in to 1.4 times and it's a digital zoom. So you're losing that resolution when you zoom into a subject like I'm doing here. So you can't actually do it while you're recording on the GoPro either. And you can do it whilst you're recording on the Ace Pro, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I can't do it. I have to stop recording on the GoPro, then you can digitally zoom, press the little magnifying thing and go into 1.4 and then that's the sort of picture that you're getting with the GoPro. So yeah, just another thing introduced on here. They're kind of thinking of everything. If you want to zoom in, the Ace Pro is the way to go. One thing I don't do a lot is take photos with action cameras, but you have got that option if you use it for taking photos, and that's where the Ace Pro leads the game again. You've got 48 megapixel photos in here in pure shot, in 4x3. If you want to shoot 16:9, it's 36 megapixels. You can also shoot in RAW, like you can do in the other two cameras. You've got super photo on the GoPro, which is kind of pure shot. So yeah, similar. So I've been taking some photos, and you know what? 48 megapixels. I know it's not all about the megapixels, but if you want to crop in or zoom in a little bit, it does. I've looked at the image quality back, and I've got to be honest, well, I can't really tell them apart that much. They are pretty comparable. When you zoom into my face, there maybe is a little bit more resolution because of that 5.3K on the GoPro. But when you use that clarity zoom because of the big 8K sensor you've got on here, the building looks more detailed and there's more colour. It does look very, very good. The footage I've been getting out of this is incredible. You've got 4K slow motion as well. That looks absolutely stunning. The GoPro, you know, because that 5.3K does look good. But this is probably just a jack of one trade. I just think it can only do the one thing. And when it comes to the Ace Pro Insta360, I've really thought about the whole camera. It's not just an action camera now. It's a personal recording device where you can take it everywhere, no matter what you're doing, no matter what activity you're doing, no matter where you're traveling. This camera is the all-in-one package. Gesture control on this camera is pretty unbelievable because you've got that new 5nm technology chip inside, which is pretty much sort of the same technology that Apple used for their silicon chips. It's ridiculously fast. So to use gesture control, you have to turn it on in the menu, swipe down from the top and turn gesture control on, and then as soon as you hold your hand up like so, it starts recording. You can see it started pretty much immediately. As soon as I put my hand up to the screen, it started recording straight away, and then to stop, stops. It's so quick. The power in this thing is absolutely ridiculous. The actual user experience as well, of like swiping, moving, pressing record, turning on and off, the AI features, everything works so ridiculously fast. It puts all the other action cameras on the market at the moment to shame. It really does. I've been super impressed with it so far. I've got to be totally honest with you. When it comes to the GoPro 12, the touchscreen has always been an issue since I've started using GoPros all the way back in the day. This touchscreen is still not responsive enough. Yep, I know it's an action camera. I know it's designed maybe to be used with gloves on the odd occasion, but still not good enough. It's got the GP2 processor in here, which is supposed to make it a lot more enjoyable to use, a lot faster, the better user experience. And for me, the GoPro 12 is still lacking behind, even behind the Action 4. So when it comes to the Ace Pro Insta360, I've thought about this. Now, the touchscreen is so nice to use. It swipes like, you know, like an iPhone would. It really is that tactile and that nice to swipe around and operate. Also, the smart features, such as cancel recording, pause recording, and gesture control. For instance, if you want to start a recording and you don't like the recording you're doing, you want to cancel it, and you don't want to go into the menu and delete the video you've just recorded because, you know, it takes extra time, you can just simply hold down the button and it cancels the recording. So you hold down the record button, cancels recording, deletes a file. You don't have to go into the menu to delete the footage, it just saves those few seconds, and all these things add up. So if you're riding a bike, you come to some traffic lights, you want to pause recording, you can do that as well. There's a pause button on the screen where you can actually pause the recording. You tap it again to start re-recording, and that is so good. So for instance, when I'm vlogging, I'm walking along, dog barking in the background, I can pause recording. I can start recording again. I don't have to start and stop a new recording and a new file. It just saves storage, saves time. It's so intuitive. So we can stop the recording there, and that saves a file. What if we want to go back into an old file and re-record and add some footage to the end of it. You can do that as well. Swipe to a file, you can press the record button, bottom right hand side of the screen there, and then you can continue recording on a file you've previously recorded. So you press continue, prepares to record, we press record in the middle, and it's recording again. And then add that footage at the end of the footage and add a whole clip together. You're basically editing the footage as you go along. It's so good. We press stop, and then we press stop, and it's saved the footage. It's awesome. And so when it comes to creative options with this camera as well, the app that you can use this alongside from Insta360 is just absolutely class leading. There's so many things in there that you can do. The Shot Lab, for instance, has a new feature called AI Warp, and it just is a brilliant effect. It uses the AI to actually create different effects. There's loads of different themes you can select from. You just have to edit your clip down and select one of the clips. You can even customize using AI and your own description what you want the video to look like. So this camera's like the chat GPT of action cameras. It really is incredible. So you can, for instance, just turn a cat into a lion, or you can change different features within that video, no matter what you are. So you've got the whole AI chat GPT kind of thing where you can just use your description to change the video, and that is really, really crazy. As far as GoPro go, the app is okay. There are some AI editing features which just sort of edit reels for you from highlights of your video. Apart from that, it just does the basics. You can edit footage, upload footage, and upload it to the cloud, of course, for backup, but you know, that's pretty much it. There isn't much in the way of creativity when it comes to using the GoPro, whereas Insta360 sort of leaps and bounds ahead in that department. So taking advantage of that really fast 5nm chip you've got in the camera, you've got something called AI Highlight Assistant. Now you can turn it on here. You just press that button there to turn it on and to turn it off. Leave it on. And then when you're recording your footage, you've got this little flag on the bottom. So if you come across a particular point in your video, you can flag it up and it's marked, and that's saved it with the AI assistant. You don't need to do that though. It does actually mark points and will choose points for you within the footage you've recorded, all of the footage you've recorded, and then when you connect to the app, it will give you a memory like Apple does with their photos, and give you like a reel of the best parts of your day that you've recorded. It's an amazing feature, and it just saves you maybe editing the footage in post-production, or making your own reels, or trying to create your own memories. The camera, the app, does it for you with the assistance of that AI chip. Is just so good, and another great feature of this new camera from Insta360. Okay, there's more as well. There's more to this AI assistant editing that you can do in camera. You can actually edit and create highlight clips, merge clips, save separate clips within the camera. Okay, so what I mean is you just go to a clip. I'll show you here. You can press play, and then you press this little button on the right hand side, which is AI assistant, which you can highlight bits of this video. So we can go through to a bit that I want. Say I want that bit, 2-second clip. Say I want this bit, we press another clip, and then I want I'll go through to this bit, and I want that bit as well. So we press the tick button, and then what it will do is it will save those clips as highlights. So we go down to this, we stop, we pause, we press these flags here, flag 3 bits, we press there, and then you can highlight there, and then press that, selects all 3, or you can select 1, or you can select all 3. Press save, and then it will come up with save as separate clips, or you can merge them as one clip. So let's just merge them, for instance, and let the computer do its work. I say computer because this thing is pretty powerful. Takes only a few minutes. Skip together. So it does it just like that, and then you've got your essential clips that you can either go into your post-processing and edit, and then you can delete that whole footage. So if you've recorded, say, for 2 minutes, for instance, and you just want 30 seconds worth of the clips, then you can delete those 2 minutes, save the storage on your device, and you've got the essential clips all merged together in one bit of storage on the device, which is phenomenal. It's so powerful, and again, it's just another thing in this camera that makes this the ultimate creator's tool. You've got nothing like that in the GoPro at all. I don't think I've even mentioned the magnetic snap-on system. It comes with this mount. There are other mounts available as well, but this is the magnetic system, which just sort of clips on there. You press the 2 buttons, much like DJI's quick release magnetic system. It goes on there like so. It's super quick and super fast. And that's just another thing about this camera that makes it easy to use, and that's what I love about it. They've taken on board feedback that a lot of people have given them, and they've tried to create the ultimate personal camera. And you know, I've got to be honest, I think they've nailed it. There's not really anything I can pick up on to say, well, I wish it had that. It's just pretty damn good. Okay, that's it for this one. Make sure you do subscribe, press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I will be comparing it to the Action 4 in a future video. I'll be covering this camera a lot and, you know, keeping you up to date with my progress and any firmware updates that are subsequently released. So make sure you do stay tuned and, you know, keep tabs on the channel. Okay, that's it for this one. The Ace Pro. This one's going to be hard to beat.